Donatello, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is by Mirage Comics, and this is Donatello's micro series. So I've already done a couple of micro series already, and yeah, this is Donatello's turn. So this issue came out in May 1986. So we start off with Raphael in the shower. All right. So yeah, Raphael's in the shower. He comes out. He's pissed off because the water is cold, and he basically orders Donatello to fix the plumbing so that they can get some, so that they can take some hot showers. And of course, Raphael, being Raphael, is a bit rude with this, but eventually, April kind of convinces Donatello to do it because she's like, like if you're able to do this for me, then I won't have to pay the repairman and stuff. So Donatello's like, all right, fine, I'll go check it out. She basically mentions like when you're in the cellar, keep an eye out for Kirby. And Kirby is basically the guy that April leased a small office space to in the front cellar. Like, make sure he doesn't see you, obviously, because, we're supposed to keep you and your brothers away from the public eye because, obviously, public should not know about giant walking, talking turtles. So, yeah, as Donatello is checking out the place, he sees a giant winged creature flying above his head, and it dips around the corner and disappears at a dead end. And Donatello's like, where the hell does this thing go? Like, there was no way for it to escape. This is a dead end. But then he sees a light shining through from a small door. And he checks it out and he realizes, oh, it's Kirby. Kirby is, he has a pencil with some kind of weird crystal wrapped around it. And he's drawing illustrations. And as soon as he finishes his illustrations, the creatures that he draws, the illustrations, come to life. And they fly around for a little bit and then they disappear. And one of them flies right past Donatello and he makes a noise and Kirby sees him and he's like, oh, like, who are you? You don't look like any of the creatures I've drawn before. You must be a real live alien. I think the fact that Kirby took meeting what he assumed to be a real life alien for the first time pretty easily and calmly was interesting. I mean, if I saw a walking, talking Ninja Turtle, I would be freaking out. I mean, I'd probably, at this point, I'd probably be fanboying because, I'm a Turtle fan. But if, obviously, the Ninja Turtles never existed in my world and that happened, I would be freaking out. But, nah, Kirby takes it in stride. And Donatello's like, no, I'm not an alien. My name is Donatello. What you just did was kind of fascinating. What happened? Like, how did you do that? And Kirby basically explains, there was this crystal that I accidentally found in a pile of coal. And, yeah, I realized that whatever I drew came to life, but they only last for a couple of seconds. And Donatello's like, oh, can I try? So he tries and he draws a little stick figure and it dances for a while, then it blips out. And Kirby basically shows all of the works that he's done. And they're all these monstrous creatures. And yeah, he basically just says that, yeah, they come to life, but then they disappear in a few seconds. Except for one thing. This one thing over here, and he pulls away a large piece of wood and he reveals this portal. He's like, this thing, I have no idea where it goes or what it is, but I appear to have drawn this thing and this is the only thing that won't disappear. So I've just kind of covered it up with a piece of wood. And I'm just thinking, shouldn't you be a little bit more freaked out? If I drew something, if I drew a portal on a piece of paper and all of a sudden the portal appeared in real life and I had no idea what was on the other side, and if whatever's on the other side can come through, I'm not just going to lay a piece of wood against it and just be like, all right, I'm just going to continue about my day here and just continue drawing and just completely ignore the mysterious portal right next to me. I mean, this portal something can come out of it and get me at any time or anything like that, but let's just put this piece of wood here and just forget about it. But yeah, that's what Kirby did, and of course Donatello, being the kind of guy he is, he wants to know what the hell this thing is. He's like, man, it looks like some kind of window doorway, and he sticks his head and he's like, oh man, this is incredible. He's like, Kirby, you gotta see this. And Donatello jumps in, and Kirby's like, what the hell? Let's check it out. But first he grabs his sketchbook and then he jumps in, and he discovers he's in this completely weird, mysterious world, and he sees one of his creatures. And he goes and he overlooks this hill, and there's more of his creatures. And all of his creatures that he's drawn before that, were alive in his world for a few seconds before they blipped out. I guess they had blipped out here. And they're attacking the natives. And Kirby's like, we got to do something. And Donatello starts fighting them, but there's too many. So he asks Kirby for some help, and Kirby's like, wait, I have an idea. So Kirby starts drawing stuff for Donatello to use. Like first he draws like an arm cannon, and Donatello starts using it and start blasting these creatures. And basically what the cannon does is like an anti-gravity cannon beam. Like you shoot it and it causes them to fly up because gravity no longer works on them. And so he's able to take care of a lot of these creatures, but then the ammo runs out. So he's like, Kirby, like I need help. And then Kirby draws a mech that's controlled by his brainwaves, and then the mech basically starts eating some of these creatures. But then eventually the mech gets full, and Donatello jumps down. He starts beating up more of these things, and then that's when Kirby has like a bright idea. He's like, all these creatures are from my sketchbook. So if they're from my sketchbook, then all I got to do is go through the sketches, and I got to bind them. So he goes through sketches, and he draws like metal around their mouths so they can't bite. He draws handcuffs around their feet and their arms so they can no longer move. They become immobile. And that's how they defeat these creatures. And the people are, cheering and thanking this sorcerer. Meanwhile, Donatello and Kirby decide to head back home when they realize, oh man, like the portal is shrinking. Kirby's like, Don, you go first. And Donatello's like, all right, but as soon as I get through, I'll pull you out. So Donatello jumps through, but he gets stuck halfway, and Kirby grabs his feet and pushes him all the way through. And Donatello turns around, but it's too late for Kirby. The thing is too small, and it's shrinking and shrinking. There's no way Kirby can fit through. And just before it blips out, a paper airplane flies through, and Donatello opens it, and he gets all sad, and he walks upstairs. He brushes past Raphael, who's yelling at him about the water, and he goes into his room, and he opens it up, and he sees a sketch that Kirby did of him with the arm cannon. And it says, Don, life at best is bittersweet. Take care of yourself, Kirby. And that's how it ends. I was like, oh man, that's like a nice bittersweet ending. And as we all know, or if you haven't figured it out, Kirby is supposed to be based off Jack Kirby, the famous comic book artist and writer and stuff. And as I was reading this, I was like, I've never read this comic before, but this is so familiar. And it's because they actually adapted this issue into a episode of the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is probably my favorite of the Turtle series. There is a huge part in my heart for the original Turtles because obviously it's what I grew up with and it's what got me into Turtles in the first place. But in terms of like overall quality, 2003 TV series was the best. And I think that's because like Mirage actually worked a lot on the production for that series. But yeah, they did an episode of that for that series. And you know what? I thought that was good. Like this is a really good story. I liked it. It was nice, sweet. The ending is kind of sad, but I liked how it went. It's funny because before I realized that, hey, I actually watched an episode based off this, I thought that basically Kirby was going to be the villain in this issue. Like he was going to basically use his powers to create these monsters and try to take over the world or break into banks or whatever like that. And then as I was reading, I was like, wait, this is very familiar to me. Is this from a TV episode? And then like the more I was like, oh, right, like Kirby was actually a good guy in that series. And yeah, Kirby's a good dude in here. I'm wondering if we're going to see more of him or more about that crystal. I'm kind of curious because it seemed weird to just bring up this crystal that can do these kind of things and then just completely have it just be a one-shot thing. But maybe we'll find out more about it in the in later issues. I don't know. I hope so. But yeah, I liked it. This was a good issue. This seems to just kind of be like the running thing when it comes to my turtle videos, but I'm loving the hell out of every issue that I'm reading so far. There hasn't been one that has disappointed me yet. I hope it stays that way. We'll see. But so far, this series has been amazing, and this one-shot continues that trend. This was an amazing one-shot. I would give this an 8 out of 10. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So anyways, there you go. Donatello, the Ninja Turtle Micro Series One-Shots by Mirage Comics. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me what you think. And yeah, this was awesome. I say this all the time, but I'm still kicking myself in the butt for taking so long to read this. Especially coming from me. Like I say this before, but I am like a huge Ninja Turtle fan. I've watched the movies. I've watched the Michael Bay one. I've kind of watched it. Like I had it on in the background because it's just terrible. But the original Puppeteer movies, especially the first one, was really good. The CGI movie was good. I love the TV series minus Rise of the Ninja Turtles. I don't really care for that. I love the hell out of the video games, especially the Konami games. They were so freaking good. I love the toys, the merchandise, and for some reason I never read any of the comics minus I think it was called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures. It was the Archie comics. I read some of those. But other than that, I never read the original comics until now, until I decided to do this series. So it only took me 35 years, but I'm finally doing it, and I'm so glad that I did, because this series is so freaking amazing so far. I love it. Love everything about it. And I hope it continues to be awesome. But yeah, I'm having a blast with this series so far. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.